The last stitch with Tunisian crochet creates little V's on your left edge. When seaming, we do not want to go in the middle of each V like that. We actually want to go to the right of each V, just like that, using the mattress stitch. We need to flip the work so we are facing the wrong side of our work. And then fold the left and right edges in together to the middle. Now we want to grab that long tail we cut for seaming and thread that through our needle. And we need to attach it to the other side by inserting it from the back to the front of that bottom stitch on the right. Starting on the left side, insert your needle from the front to the back of one row and then up through the next row. And then we are going to do the same thing now on the right side, inserting from the front to the back and then up through the next row. And then back to the left side, but going in through the one you came out from previously. So you're repeating that on each side. So to the back, up, back, through the front of your work. And then the same thing on the right side. Just kind of weaving your needle through each row. You can either look at it as going through each row or each stitch on the edge. And after you work about an inch or two, then you will want to pull your tail yarn tight until it scrunches up so everything's closed up nicely, and then tug at it so it's not scrunched up anymore. And you may need to pull your work apart just a little bit so you can see the last row or stitch you came out from. So you can go back into it and then out through the next one. And I'm making sure that I'm going on the very edge of those V's that are on the left here, instead of going through the middle of them like I explained at the beginning. Now I worked a little more, so I need to start pulling that so it closes up and it scrunches up on you, so you just have to give it a little tug to straighten things out. For the rest of my seam, I am going to work into the middle of the V's instead of going to the edge or to the side of the V's. That way you can see the difference on what it looks like if you insert your needle through the middle of them or insert to the side of them. And then you may understand why I don't recommend by going through the middle, because we want our project to look as seamless as possible. Now we can compare the difference. So the bottom half is where I worked to the side of each V. Looks pretty seamless. And the top half is where we worked through the middle of each V, and you get kind of a weird little gap in between your edges. To finish the seam off, insert your needle from the front to the back of that very top stitch on the left, and then do the same with that top stitch on the right edge. And then flip your work inside out And you can see we have a little ridge here where we seamed. So we're going to work into that by working a whip stitch about 3 times into the same spot, and that will just help lock our seam in place. And then I just will weave the rest of my tail in that ridge, kind of in a figure 8 motion.